Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. It's all taken from your book Traveler 6. So today we're starting with we're continuing with the final revision for you in Unit 2, and this is the second part of the final revision for Unit 2. So let's get started with what we learned today. So today we have two objectives, as you can see. Number one, we're going to learn and remember how to apply the passive voice correctly. And number two, we're going to remember how we use an appropriate or how to use some appropriate phrases in writing an essay. And when we write an essay, we need vocabulary, and this will make our writing or our essay rich and full of meanings and coherent at the same time. And also for the first objective, which is about the passive voice, which is something very important for you in grammar, and actually some students really suffer from this passive voice because you have to change from active sentence into passive sentence, and you got at least 8 tenses to know how to change from active to passive sentence. And actually the rule is very different, but if you know the tenses, you can change the passive very easily. So again, if we talk, that was about Unit 2, when we how we use some technologies and revolution of communication and mobile phones. Now the question for you is that, do you speak on the phone a lot? Who do you speak to? What do you usually talk about? So these are questions for you, and it's up to the people. Some people really like to talk a lot on the phone or use some apps to chat on the internet. Others talk, what it takes, or they only, talk what they need. The other thing, some people really don't like to talk a lot. But please, please, do not talk on the phone or use some apps or chat when you are driving a car. Now, let's warm up with some kind of evaluation to remember how we choose the word or phrase that produces a grammatically correct sentence. And this is, if you remember, in Unit 2 and 3, we talk about even though, although, despite of, however, so, and to. So one is correct here. We have 4 options: A, B, C, and D. So what would we say? However, he has plenty of money, or although he has plenty of money, or even he has, or despite he has plenty of money, he doesn't spend much. So he has too much money, but he doesn't spend much. And this is wise. So although he has plenty of money or too much money, he doesn't spend much. Number 2, also we have 4 options. We have A, B, C, D. Take this soup away. It's too cold to eat, or it's so cold to eat, or of course it's not enough to eat, and it's such cold to eat. So you can't eat a cold soup, so take it away. It is too cold to eat. Most of the people start their meal with a hot soup, not a cold soup. And finally, in case of the fact, or despite of the, or in despite of the fact, or in order of the fact, or in spite of the fact, which is correct. So 3 is D. In spite of the fact that he was wearing a seatbelt, Henry was injured in the accident. Now let's go to the passive voice. Now the passive voice with reporting verbs is a little bit different from changing the active into passive. And you have to remember, the only rule for the passive voice, if you know 2 things: 1, the tenses, and 2, how to change into the past participle, or what students call verb 3. So we always take the past participle or verb 3 in the passive. Regardless to the active sentence tense, we always use the past participle for the passive voice. And it's so easy. If you have simple present, we add be, which is am, is, are, or was, aware, or being, and the past participle. So the man speaks French. You can say French is spoken. The man spoke French. French was spoken. The man is speaking French. French is being spoken. And we still have the present perfect. He had spoken French. French had been spoken. And if you have future tenses, you only add be. So if you say the man will speak French, you can say French will be spoken. So see, spoken, speak, spoke, spoken. Always take the past participle. And if you actually don't know how to change the verbs from regular or regular, it's a big problem for you to change into the passive. Okay? Now let's talk about what we're in front of us, which is about the passive voice with the reporting verbs. So if you have a active sentence, people say that she is the leading expert on guerrilla communication. This is an active sentence. Imagine that if you got it in the test. So how do you change it into passive? Here is the rule. It is passive reporting verb. It is said. Okay. It is believed. Okay. And that and the rest of the sentence or the clause. So people say that. This is a reported sentence. People say that she is the leading expert on guerrilla communication. So in the past we say it is said. Okay, that, you have that here. She is the leading expert on guerrilla communication. So you just copy paste the second part or the second clause of the sentence. It is said, it is believed that, it is, assumed that, and so on. Here's another sentence. People believe that dolphins are the most intelligent of animals. People believe that. This is a reported sentence. So let's report it in the past. So it is and the past participle of the reporting verb. So either you have say, said, said, or believe, believed, believed, or assume, assumed, assumed. So here we have believe. So it is believed that dolphins are the most intelligent of all animals. And we didn't change anything. It is believed, it is said that, and that's it. Copy paste the rest of the sentence. Now let's do this in practice here. Rewrite the following sentence in a passive voice starting with the words given. So you have it. This is a given word. So let's see. They say that the French founded this town in the 17th century. So it is said that, okay, that is very easy. It is said that this town was founded by the French in the 17th century. And the second sentence, the detective is questioning the suspects at the moment. And you have the suspects is questioning, present continuous. So the suspects are being questioned at the moment by the detective. So the detective is questioning, the suspects are being questioned at the moment. Now let's have some discussion and some kind of conversation about things that have pluses and negatives or minuses, goods and bads. Like, in your opinion, what are the advantages of using the internet? Are there any advantages? Disadvantages. Of course, anything in life, if you use it well or if you use it in a smart way, it is good. In anything you overuse it or use it for things like you waste your time or you get some viruses on the internet or watch something illegal or hack other people computers, of course this is disadvantage. So of course internet has advantages like it's a quick source of information. It helps us download some stuff, search for information, help us do our homework, help us give us some books, PDF files, download some songs, watch some movies, watch some instructions. If you don't know how to use something, you just go on YouTube and you just find maybe hundreds of people who recorded a video to tell you how to use this and that and so on. And also, you can chat with people on the internet. You can see your brother. If you have a brother in the US, you can talk to him. You can send him an email. You can watch him on video, etc., etc. And the disadvantages is that you may get a virus, you may be hacked, or you may be the hacker and hack people's privacies. And sometimes uh, some hackers would steal your money. Maybe if you overuse the internet, you hurt your neck, you hurt your back, you hurt your eyes, and also you will live, a little bit detached or in some kind of isolation, and you will have some, sociable problems with others. So, what we have learned today actually, how to apply the passive correctly, and exactly we talked about how we apply, the passive voice to an active sentence that has a reported verb, like, people say that, it is said that, or people assume that, or we say it is assumed that, and so on. And also in the last part, we had some appropriate phrases that we use in writing at the beginning. And also, we finally had some kind of, conversation about the advantages and disadvantages of using the internet. And one of the most important advantages of using the internet is now you are watching us on Ain website, or you can download these videos and listen so you can watch them later and use them for your tests or in a school. These are the references from your book, Traveler Six Student Book, and from the Teacher's Guidebook, and some pictures from Google Clip Arts. And finally, for more information and lessons, you can visit our website at a.edu.com, and also follow us on Twitter at ain_edu, and call us on this number for any information. Good luck in your exams, and I hope you prepare very well. And until I see you again, have a good day, and assalamu alaikum.